What's up everybody? Welcome to Dual Sport. Today we have the 790 adventure bike from KTM. We're going to talk about it. We're going to take it for a test ride. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Okay, we're going to dive into the basic specs of this 24 KTM 790 adventure for you techie motorcycle nerds out there that like your specs. This bike has a 799cc liquid-cooled parallel twin 4-stroke engine with 95 horsepower, has a steel trellis frame, WP Apex suspension, 5.3 gallon fuel tank, a 6-speed transmission, and a 5-inch TFT display, which has a variety of ride modes, which we'll talk about in a minute. This bike also has a wheelbase of 59.4 inches, a ground clearance of 9.2 inches, a fully adjustable seat that goes from either 33.1 inches or 33.9 inches, depending on which setting you have it in, and a wet weight of 441 pounds without fuel. So those are the basic specs of this bike, and as we dive further into these specs, a couple of key notes here. This bike does have fuel injection. It is electronically fuel injected with a ride-by-wire throttle. The clutching is a PASC anti-hopping slipper clutch that is mechanically operated. And the front and rear suspension on that WP suspension is preload adjustable with 7.9 inches of wheel travel. The front brake is a dual 4-piston radial caliper with 320 millimeter discs and cornering ABS, and it also has a variety of different ride modes. You can get the tech pack with this bike, which is very popular with KTM and their adventure bikes, which has a rally mode, quick shifter, cruise control, just to name a few things. You can dive into that tech pack a little bit more online here, but it is very popular with the adventure bikes. That 5-inch TFT display is really cool, very colorful, features a USB connector, intuitive graphics, and turn-by-turn navigation if you are wanting to subscribe to the KTM Connect app. You will definitely need that KTM Connect app in order to use the navigation. As we get farther into the bike here, I'm going to take it for a ride in a few minutes, and I actually really like this bike. It is pretty fun to ride, and I could definitely see myself owning a bike like this. It has a lot of great features. Wasn't sure what to think about this bike before I rode it, but we're gonna go for a ride here and you guys can see for yourself and hear me kind of talk about it. So without further ado, let's get into this bike and let's get my gear on and we'll take it for a quick ride, and you guys can see for yourself how this bike handles and what it sounds like and what I think about it while I'm riding it. All right, here we go. All right, so we are ready to take the 790 Adventure for a ride. So first impressions is that my feet can easily touch the ground. It says sit a little bit lower than other bikes. It's got a really nice information screen, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to have a good information screen with lots of color. So I've been super curious about this bike. We've had a few of them for a little bit, and we are selling this one at Wenatchee Power Sports, so I'm able to take it for a little bit of a ride. This first impression on this bike, it is pretty good as far as the aerodynamics, just at lower speeds. The wind resistance is pretty nice. I don't feel a lot of wind right away. It seems to have a lot of power. Downshifting is really smooth. It's a very comfortable bike, being able to be more flat-footed at a stop. I like that. And we're going to get it out on the highway here in just a second. Get this thing up to speed and see what we can do. This bike is relatively new for KTM. They've had a 790 platform out for a while on the Duke, but they've added it recently to their adventure lineup. This is the type of bike that you would buy if you are a little shorter, maybe, so you can be more closer to the ground. You also might like this bike if you just want to go on the street and you don't have a lot of desire to go off-roading too much. Just going to test out the power here for a second, see how it lugs out of 4th into 6th. Has some really good power, actually, low-end power. I kind of like that, actually. This is a very comfortable bike. The seat is super comfortable on this bike. There's a lot of travel bikes out there that obviously don't have as comfortable seats, but this is, the configuration is nice. I didn't quite get up to 6th because of traffic, but I got the idea. The wind resistance is really nice. There's something about the design of this windshield that is really nice for deflecting a lot of wind, which is very cool. Really good power. Just shifting through the gears, it's really smooth. I like that, actually. And we're going to take it through some twisties here and just enjoy the ride for a second. Kind of got behind a slow truck here that's going way under the speed limit. We might have to pass this guy on a double yellow. Don't tell my mom. This bike is really well balanced. Just going from side to side. The steering feels solid. When I lean with the bike, it almost has like a counter steer that's kind of automatic, which is unique on some other bikes. I've really been looking into a travel bike like the Tracer 9 GT, and it's a cool bike, but I don't know, something about the steering on it I'm not 100% on. This bike, what's cool about this is that it has an array of different features like cruise control, traction control. It's got the tech pack availability like through KTM. Checking to see if my recording is still on. Wow. Really an amazing amount of low-end power through all the gear range. It's really smooth downshifting, which I said before, but I really notice it quite a lot right now. All in all, I am actually quite impressed with this bike. Before I rode it, I just thought of this as kind of like the stepchild to the 890 Adventure and wasn't sure what to expect. But in general, I'm super impressed with the quality of the bike, the build, the power, the handling, the comfort level of the seat, and surprisingly, I like the low end sound of the engine. The engine has a nice low grunt to it, which when you compare this with like the 900 from Yamaha, like the Tracer, it's more of a high pitched, sort of a whining sort of a sound versus this one. Just at first blush, I haven't rode one in a minute, but this bike is very easy to ride. Anybody, I would consider this in the beginner intermediate lineup of bikes if you were looking for a bike to get started on. If you were shorter, just a beginner rider, be a perfect bike. Looking for a bike that you're not looking to travel around the world, but you are looking to be on the street more than in the dirt. This bike can handle some dirt. However, it is mostly, in my opinion, a street bike. And cornering is really nice. Super impressed with the KTM 790 Adventure 2024. That's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in for the ride, and we will see you next time from Dual Sport.